say we're on. Everybody, I'm sure, who gets up here says, I didn't expect this. When Dr. Arkman called, I suppose it was back in January, I think he got a what out of me, and I handed the phone to Noreen, and she began to yell. But he was very patient with us. He waited patiently until he could tell us again, and there was some kind of coherent conversation going on. I want to thank Pat Kerrigan, because he's led us through the whole process, and told us we had 7 minutes. Here it is. Thanks to my family of birth, who were sweet depression survivors. I was a tail ender. They tell me I was spoiled. They taught me early on, when I was very young, that if I had faith to move mountains and didn't have love, it didn't amount to much. Thank you to the FSPAs. I probably can't tell you how much they've meant to us and our family. Those of them that didn't graduate from this college did graduate from another or attended here at some time during their college years. And that was part of the reason we were able to move on to what we did. The Rochester Franciscans were also a part of our life at St. Bonaventure. Doreen's first 10 years of education was with the Rochester Franciscans, and I had my mother's sister who spent 80 years in that order, and they were very supportive of us out there. I want to tell you one story only about what we would run into out there on the trail. There's a lot of good people out there. One morning I got a call that I had to go meet somebody that brought us potatoes. And I thought, boy, I'm busy. I was involved in some fundraising and some building remodels. And all I need is 100 pounds of potatoes to deal with. So I hopped in the truck and went down by the food hall, and here sits an over-the-road truck. Beautiful truck. And I parked, and the guy jumped out, and he said, hey, can you use some potatoes? And I said, sure. How many? Oh, I said, we can probably take what you got. And he said, well, I don't think so. And he opened the back of the truck, and, you know, they're 2 skids wide. They're piled that high all the way to the front. Thousands of bags of potatoes. So I grabbed a couple of senior boys from the school and said, we need help. And got to calculating the chapter houses and the Mother Teresa's nuns in Gallup, and our water run and our food run. And I thought, well, we could probably get rid of 800 to 1,000 bags. So we'll take that. So we're unloading, and a woman gets out of the truck. She's kind of primping a little bit. She comes towards the back, and I said, well, tell me your story. And she said, well, we were neighbors up in the Alamosa Valley. Both had a little 20-acre spread with some horses and goats and sheep. And over the fence one night, we discovered we were both being treated for cancer. And within an hour, we had decided to get married, to sell our places, and to buy a truck, and to find food for people who needed food. And now my mother's looking down on me, dragging on my ear, and said, there, uppity boy, there's commitment. And I got a lump the size of a golf ball in my throat, and with that, the truck door opened again, and out. Took this young man a while to get out. He was very disabled. And he held onto the side of the truck as he came down towards us. And I said, is this your son? No, that's John. We call him Sweet John. We picked him up along the road. He was homeless. And so he's been with us 3 months now. We live in the truck. You know, we got a double bed in there. We're all having a good time. A very good time. One of the kids that couldn't make it tonight sent me this poem. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy. In 1949, when I was 14 years old, I had a little job in a national tea store just up the river here in Lake City on the other side. Across the street was the Treasure Island gift shop. And in the Treasure Island gift shop was the sweetest Irish girl I'd ever seen. So on Friday night when her store closed, I was standing at the front of it. And she'd let me walk her home. Sometimes, in the dark between the streetlights, she'd let me hold her hand. She'd always let me carry her bag. It was full of clothes. That's where her paycheck went for her little sisters. 9 years later, she said she'd marry her. It proves a point. You don't have to be Irish to be lucky.